All right, today is a very special day. And this message go out to Marwa and his fans. And I'm going to get Cleo Bonnie on the line very soon. We're going to speak about this. Me, myself, personally, as being an advocate for people. And when I be an advocate for people, instead of y'all see the bigger picture and understanding why the King of Travel is being an advocate for people, y'all rather just go along to get along. Because y'all are a fan for a certain person, y'all rather not see none of that person wrongdoing. Y'all rather not see what maybe this person is doing to affect people to make them feel the way they feel. Even when it comes to some of y'all YouTubers, we're going to address this today. How y'all would turn y'all back on collaborations with YouTubers that y'all was fine with doing work before, but because the King of Travel is addressing situations and these YouTubers is going on the King of Travel channel, y'all rather look at that person like they're a bad person, and at the end of the day, they're really not a bad person. But before we go any further, I want to show y'all this positive video from Fellow the Boy, man. He definitely is feeling much better now about continuing to move forward after all the backlash that was said about him, where he had to prove himself that he was doing the right thing with the money. And he definitely, because of y'all fans, he is feeling more confident in what he's doing now. He appreciate all the positive comments, and he definitely appreciate that y'all able to understand that he's just trying to do the right thing for his community. And it's because of y'all gave him the confidence with all the positive messages to keep going. So I appreciate all the fans and stuff to see right from wrong and being able to recognize when a brother just trying to do the right thing for the community. And sometimes because it's a big player in the community that a lot of people might have respect for, try to distort his name. But as the fans was able to see that this brother meant well. Because that's what life is about sometimes. Life is about being able to see good from bad. You see what I'm saying? Not putting a person and label him as a bad person just because what somebody say that y'all might have respect for. Because it's not all about that. It's all about seeing the good in a person. And if a person willing to prove himself to y'all that they doing the right thing, don't look at them as a bad person. You know what I'm saying? So here you go. Look at what Fellow the Boy said, and y'all built his confidence to continue on his movement of what he is doing in his village. Here we go. My boy Fellow the Boy live right now, man. So what you got going on, Fellow? Like,
sorry?
What kind of work you doing right now, Fellow the Boy?
The building construction. The building construction is what since morning I've been doing this job, and we started like yesterday. We built the bricks, and previously we built the brick for 2 days. Then we finished, and today we have plastered it for 1 day. I was one of the mason, and another mason is here. Although me, I was offering as a charity here without payment.
All right, how you doing? That's good, Fellow the Boy.
I'm good. I'm Fellow the Boy. And you, sister?
Good to see you. Good to see you, Fellow the Boy. How are you doing?
I'm fine, my sister. I'm fine. And you? I'm fine.
You Fellow the Boy doing some great work over there in Africa.
What are you up to?
Okay. We have been building, Mama, I think if you watched my videos, we had a mama who had 3 kids called Mama Felicitas. She didn't have the toilet for 15 years, and actually she's here. So she's here, as you can see her. She's here holding his baby, the last born baby here. And okay, she's a widow, and she didn't have the toilet for 15 years, guys. So I decided now and put her on platform so that she can be able to be helped. And this what the subscribers did for me, and they offered the donation to build for her a good toilet like this that has ended today, the plastering. Maybe what is remaining now is only the paint.
That's respect right there, man. That's respect, man. Helping out your community.
Yes. Yeah.
That's definitely good right there, fellow boy, man. You're doing a great job over there in Africa, man.
Thank you very much. Maybe God brought me in this village with a reason. That's what I can say. Because actually, up to now, I've helped like 12 people. My record is now 12 people that I've helped. We have the children who have gone to school. We have somebody whom I bought some of them beds and mattresses. And right now, you can see currently, we are building a toilet. Maybe, who knows, maybe very soon we'll build for somebody a house. Because we have a plan also to plaster that house of Mama Felicitas. As you are seeing it here, I brought some cement today. And maybe tomorrow, we will start plastering it so that at least it can bring a shape now.
That's real. That's real. That's a blessing right there, man. You know our big God work in mysterious ways, man, and I see you really doing it for the community, man, and I must give you respect on that. And don't let nobody terminate your dreams from what you're doing, because I see you really like helping your community, and by you a Mason, that's even better, because you could get out there on the ground and help the people out.
Yeah.
No, okay, nobody will stop me on doing this. I've now decided to move on like a man. I'm now a man on my, I'm one-man army, and I've decided not to follow. Maybe nobody will tell me stop doing what you are doing, or nobody will come to intimidate me on what I'm doing. I will do what I feel to do. What my subscribers will ask me to do, I will do it without fear and without going back or looking back.
It's the King of Trouble talk show with real experience, with real culture and people across the world. Let's travel.
This thing down.
You know what, Cleo? I want to tell you something. Today is going to be a day. And I bring you to this platform because, we're going to have to speak on this, and I want to address Marwa and his fans. And I was getting some backlash on my comments, some backlash, but I got a lot of positive comments also. And you got some people that's going to recognize right. And you got some people, no matter if a person is wrong, they're going to still try to make the person right. So I want to explain something to you. As an American in Africa, I don't know what word they would use in Africa, but in America, it's called an advocate. So I'm going to explain to you what an advocate is, and we're going to go from there. Advocacy means getting support from another person to help you express your views and wishes and help you stand up for your rights. Someone who helps you in this way is called an advocate. I consider myself an advocate, and that's what I do. If I see something going wrong, I'm going to stand up for the situation. And before I go any further, too, I want to give a big shout out to definitely Black Beauty TV and Modesta Lifestyle. Because I saw on the video last night that Black Beauty TV was basically saying that this guy is pretty much calling her and asking her to, when is she going to stop speaking about Marwa? Please stop. He begging her to please leave it alone. And she made it plain and simple. I'll make a deal with you. If he apologized and everything is good, I respect what she's saying, because she's being positive about the situation, and she do deserve an apology. And the reason why Black Beauty TV and Modesta Lifestyle deserve an apology is because all they said on Marwa's sister channel is that charity begins at home. There's nothing wrong with that. Marwa called them witches and wizards. This is when everything erupt, all right? He should have watched his mouth and stopped being so emotional. But how could you go from saying that witches and wizard and act like somebody offend you because they was just addressing the situation, but then you turn right back around and doing charity at home? So
Exactly.
from the beginning, Marwa should have watched his mouth, right?
Yeah.
Why he had to be disrespectful towards people, and now him and his fans is mad because the heat is on him. I have not one time seen Marwa been humble enough to apologize for any wrongdoing that he did. You see what I'm saying? His pride is too high. You even had this humble brother by the name of Fellow the Boy that was apologizing to him, and I don't know why Fellow Boy even apologizing. Fellow Boy did not do anything wrong. He had to prove on his behalf that he did the right thing with the money, pull up receipts, been in the dark because no electricity and putting candles on to prove to his fans that he was doing the right thing. He was humble enough, even through all that, because he respect Marwa, and Marwa ignoring his phone calls. That's what Marwa them do. And I'm addressing this because that just, me, myself personally, what Marwa fans don't realize is Marwa is doing a lot of people wrong. I talk about the Jamaican all the time because this Jamaican man invested his money. What people need to do is look at the story about the Jamaican man, how he invested all this money with D. Mungo, his sister, and how they did the Jamaican the way they did him, block him on all platforms. So before Marwa fans got so much to say, negative comments to say on my channel, I'm an advocate for the people that's doing the right thing. At the end of the day, the Jamaican man came to me for a reason, because he wanted the situation addressed. Have Marwa attempted to try to reconcile the situation with the Jamaican man? No, he have not, because his pride is too high. Just like his pride is too high when it came to Fellow the Boy as a humble man trying to talk. Jamaican man asks the same question. But you know what? This is how they do people. Jamaican man blocked the man on all platforms. You took thousands of dollars from the Jamaican man and blocked the man on all platforms. You see what I'm saying? Disrespecting some sisters out of West Africa that's basically just said charity begins at home. So what is the problem? You see what I'm saying? And the situation got me a little heated, because how could people be so blind that when they see Marwa is doing wrong, but they're trying to make him look right? And when we address the situation, they look at us like we the enemy, but at the same time, we not the enemy.
Yeah.
It's really something to think about. And I know right now I feel like I'm on a rant, but the people need to hear what time it really is. The people need to understand that we're addressing issues that need to be resolved.
Yeah.
End of the day, just because they are a big fan of Marwa, that don't mean that everything this brother do is right. Why haven't Marwa shown any of his receipts? They get mad because we addressed the situation where the Afro-Indians, when he approved and say, okay, talk about the Afro-Indians. We're just trying to keep the people and understand the people that make sure that the brother's accountable for his actions. If this is what you collect money for on GoFundMe, show us the proof. Hey, hold up. The humble brother, Fellow the Boy, ain't had no problem doing it. So what that tells you about Fellow the Boy?
Okay.
That means that Fellow the Boy is not a scammer like Marwa claimed him to be. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
Juba is on the line. I don't know if he wants to join. You know, Juba from Jamaica is next to you.
okay, cool. Definitely tell Juba we're going to get him on another segment. Juba respect Jamaica in the building. I'm going to be coming to Jamaica in a couple months too, man. So I'm going to definitely connect with you over there, brother.
You need to connect with him, yeah.
I'm going to definitely connect with you in Jamaica.
Okay, Juba, Bruce. Okay. Yeah, listen, Juba, I'll talk to you. The king will talk to you just now. You know, King the Traveler, right? Juba.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll call you back. King the Traveler will connect with you at some point after this segment.
Yeah, so my thing is, you know, Cloud, Cleo Bonnie, me addressing Marvel fans, they need to hear this. And the reason why they need to hear this because I understand y'all die-hard fans, but don't get mad at other YouTubers and act like y'all don't want to get involved with other YouTubers because they said something on my channel. You know, at the end of the day, y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself. Y'all mad at the other YouTubers because they got played by somebody they have so much faith in and love, and now all of a sudden y'all get mad at the YouTubers like they did wrong. Let me give you an example. It was a good bit of YouTubers that was even following me. But when they saw me start addressing about Marwa, I don't even hear from them no more. They don't follow me no more, everything. Marwa got that kind of power on them YouTubers. And it's sad because they, instead of they see right from wrong, it's just because it's Marwa. They want to sit there and act like everything is all right. Matter of fact, the brother that brought me into Mombasa, Kenya, he act like I was doing wrong because I was addressing Marwa on how Marwa handled me. Coming into the country as an American for the first time, not knowing anybody in the country. But I came into Africa, helped this man get him over 1,000 subscribers, help him with his channel, promote him, and he turned his back on me. And Marwa never did one thing for him. Never even would pick up his phone call. He told me he was emailing him for almost a year, wouldn't even give him one phone call. But he's going to sit there and turn his back on the king of travel, the person that helped him out. You see how people think? And he ought to be ashamed of himself for even doing that. But he could do whatever he want to do. Hopefully, Marwa will reach out to that brother because he that much of a die-hard fan that he can't even see right from wrong. Never did him wrong one time. Help him build his name even more. But he want to sit there and take off for somebody that not even pick up a phone call. But I also want to say this to any YouTuber over there. Remember this. Look at the timeline of when Marwa actually invited y'all into y'all village to say he's so-called helping y'all. He wasn't helping y'all small YouTubers before. What triggered him to start helping y'all small YouTubers? So at the end of the day, yeah, he doing it now. But if it was really sincere, why he ain't been doing it? Why is he also all of a sudden doing it now? So it could be something behind the situation. And I'm just saying, I give him respect for trying to help y'all small YouTubers, but listen, don't be a fool for him at the same time. Use your own mind of thinking. Why is he doing this? Why you couldn't even get a phone call from him before? You know how many people said that Marwa would not even message them back? Marwa would not even pay them no attention. But just because Marwa paid them a little bit of attention now, they act like Marwa's their best friend now. You better read between the lines, y'all. Read between the lines. Just because he pay y'all a little bit of attention now he your best friend. But guess what, though? Now, all of a sudden, you can't come to his village no more because he said the police want to arrest him for flowers. To be real with you, I don't think he wanted y'all at his village anyway. It was a reason he was doing what he was doing. But Cleo, you could go ahead. What you feel about everything and what's happening right now? And let's speak on this situation.
Okay, cool. So, crazy shit out there. You know, like it's crazy. We humans, at the end of the day, we are human beings. We are one. If you die, you even regret, you know. So people, they should understand, you know. I'll give you an example. I think I was
Speak
in
a
the
little
coma.
loud. Make sure we can hear you nice and clear.
Can you hear me now?
You're good to go.
Okay. I was in the coma for like close to a week.
Mm-hmm.
And I was driving. So as I was driving, because my mind was not thinking at all, I was thinking with my private part, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was during a new year. It was a couple of years ago. I think it was 2011, no, 2009 or 10.
Mm-hmm.
I was in South Africa. There was a woman, a little girl who called me from Lesotho, another country. Lesotho is a country within South Africa. So I was as I was going there. So I decided it was around King the Traveler. Imagine it was 11 o'clock, 11 p.m. during the new year. It was gonna be like the new year next day. Then the girl just called me, don't you want to come? I miss you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't thinking with my head, I was thinking with my private parts. So I
Mm-hmm.
traveled all the way to Lesotho. I was driving fast because I gotta get there. Then the same night, I met a couple of guys, and those couple of guys actually they said to me, I cannot date a person in that country, Lesotho, right? And it's
Mm-hmm.
like chasing me. They wanted to hijack my car, you know.
Mm.
Then accident and the car, I hit the fence of the police station. No, police residence. The whole fence fell down, and the transformer of the electricity fell on top of the car. And only thing I remember, I woke up from the hospital after a couple of days, and I thought after a week, and I thought it was just a split second, and I was like, where the hell am I? But anyways, the reason why I came back to life that time was because in my as I was in that state of coma, I was thinking about my little brother. You know, if I die, I was like close to see people, all the people that died many years ago. So I was as I was there, I was thinking, but my brother's still alive. But all these people that died, I'm going to meet them now. They died in the past. I'm going to meet them, but I don't want to meet them. I want to fix something for my brother. So I was thinking a lot of my brother, you know. So what I'm trying to say is, I was thinking about the people. So and then I had a regrets. Okay, I wasn't thinking of going to hell, but I had a regrets only what I've done to humankind. That's the only regrets I had. I didn't care if I'm gonna go to hell. I don't believe there's a hell out there, but if there's a hell, I wasn't thinking about that. I was just thinking about a human being. What have I done to humankind? What have I done to my brothers and sisters? What have I done to my friends and family? What have I done even for those who does not even know me that I exist? So these are regrets that came in my head, and I said I gotta go back. So that's what happened. So I could see my body. I could see myself meandering in the air, and
Mm.
I could see my body there. But I was afraid my little brother. I had not done anything for my little brother, and now I was about to see people that died many years ago. People that I've
Powerful
never.
story. Powerful
So
story.
the reason why I'm saying this is because we are in the world. We are in the world. So people are here on earth. Now, what's happening is that we have this something called YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
There's small YouTubers, then you have big YouTubers, biggest, you know. So now what's happening is that whatever they have inherited of not understanding the truth, the small YouTubers are now praising the big YouTubers.
Mm.
If a big YouTuber does something wrong, not wrong actually, it's a psychological thing. The people we're talking about are the people that came from poverty, and they become YouTubers, and they start with a zero subscriber.
Mm-hmm.
And they start with a phone, and they were filming and taking videos and going around, and but before they started doing that, they suffered first. The people we're talking about suffered first when they saw alternative is somebody told them, even they told themselves, there's always somebody who told the people you're talking about from Kenya, the big YouTuber from Kenya, in the eyes of the YouTubers across Africa, you know, he suffered first, but it took somebody to tell him to start YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So there's atoms, molecules in the air, in a micro, you can't see that. It's trying to speak to him, spoke to him through other universes. And it took another person to tell somebody you can be big. And that
Mm-hmm.
person that told him is not even a YouTuber or is not even big YouTuber. That people doesn't even know him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
does the person regrets? Does the person, because I've heard two videos. One video was like, this guy taught me how to start YouTube, told me to start YouTube. Then later on, when the person was big, they used YouTube, but became big YouTuber, he changed the story. He said, I started YouTube, I just did this, I just did this. He forgotten about the person who taught him.
They forget where they come from. So I glad you said that, because Cleo, this is the thing.
Yeah, I'm going there. Yeah, you can speak it, King.
That's what I feel. Marwa is getting big headed. You know what I'm saying? And he put this humbleness on, like he's really a humble person, but in reality, he is not, because anybody could put this image on for people to manipulate their minds to have an agenda behind what they're doing. You see what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that's the whole thing. We have called out Marwa in a few situations. And the thing is that he continued to bring forth negativity towards the reactors. And we all know he is also doing that just to trend. You know what I'm saying? He says these negative comments to trend, because he's really known as a traveling YouTuber. So he says these negative comments. So when we lash back at him about the negative comments,
Yeah.
it's pretty much a situation where now his fans is getting mad at us, looking at us like we did wrong, but not seeing what Marwa have done. They're not seeing what we have, you know what I'm saying, why we're acting the way we act. They feel like we just planning an attack on him and his channel, which they're looking past all the negativity that he brings to the table. Me, myself, Cleo,
Yeah.
when it comes to money, I want you to understand something. Money make this world go round. At the end of the day, we thank our big God for giving us the strength, the wisdom, the knowledge, and understanding to be able to focus in the world, to be able to have money. But money still makes the world go round. At the end of the day, we feel there's some fishy stuff going on. When you asking people for money and stuff like that through GoFundMe organizations and stuff like that, you're going to get called out. And I think what people don't realize is that when you get called out, they feel like, why are you calling me out on the money? Well, just as well as we could call you out on the money, why can't you show the accountability for what you're doing with the money? Why can't you show the people receipts? It goes back to being an advocate. If you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for anything. We are standing up for the people. Me and other reactors on the platform are standing up for situations that just ain't adding up. And at the end of the day, we're willing to take the backlash to look wrong and assuming things that may be right. We don't mind looking bad, but we're going to call it out. So, but my thing is, when people not willing to show receipts and all kind of stuff, when we call them out, now the so-called fans is getting mad, and the only thing coming out their mouth, hatred, hatred, hatred. What is hatred doing with being an advocate for what's right? The end of the day, when it comes to any of y'all fans, if y'all got done wrong, wouldn't y'all want somebody to stand up for y'all? You know what y'all need to do? Look at that video about the Jamaican and what he said he did, and how he trusted the Mongo and Marwa, and how they took this man money and cut him off on all platforms. Once y'all go look at the video with Gracie, as humble as she is, and they disconnect her from the property like that for a situation had nothing to do with her. Like, real talk, people got feelings. People feel some type of way when they look up to a person so much and being disrespected. You know what I'm saying? And then Marwa talk on his videos. The crazy thing about this brother is he talks on his video about the same way how we feel. I called him out. Look at one of my videos when I talk about, yeah, Marwa get a dose of his own medication. He crying because Walter Maya when it put him on the news, on the news feed. So the brother talks about situations, but think it's all right to do anything to us. But when I address a situation, it's my first time coming into Africa, not knowing nothing about the continent, and the brother couldn't pick up a phone call to let me know if I was in a safe area. I didn't want to visit his village. He knew I was calling. I even donated money on this brother channel to say, bro, you don't see me calling you on WhatsApp. He knew I was calling. But once I saw him call Modesta TV and Black Beauty, call them out their name, witches and wizards, that's when I stepped in the situation. Because it showed me that you have time to pick up the phone. Because just like you got time to disrespect other people because they saying charity begins at home, you got time to pick up the phone too. So all that stuff you want is fake. So at the end of the day, that's why I don't respect the brother, because everything I feel like he's doing right now is putting up a front for the audience, because that's not the real energy he carries. He don't carry that kind of energy, man. Anybody could put on a front to the audience. The wolf in sheep clothing, pretending they such a good person now. You see what I'm saying? But guess what? His fans not seeing none of his wrongdoing that he doing. Well, some of the fans is finally waking up and seeing the light. At the end of the day, Marwa owes some people some apology. He definitely owed a Jamaican apology. Y'all should see the receipts of how much money this man trusted Marwa with. It'll hurt y'all feelings. Don't ask if that man did paperwork. That man trusted him. It's sad that we have to always have paperwork to do with people because people going to do us wrong. It goes to show you, do you even really got people you could trust out here? Why we have to put everything in black and white to trust people's words? They need to look at that video about the Jamaican and see what he did. Oh, man. I ain't want to admit, look at Ponty. Ponty invested all that time in all them videos. Marwa couldn't give that man some kind of money to accommodate his time? Come on, look at the way he did this man. Come on. Let's keep it real. I feel selfish intentions when it comes to that, come to him in his ways. And his fans need to see what time it really is.
So what happens is that, historically, even when you look at the situation, is that there's like a mob justice, towards some of the YouTubers that have appeared on your channel. There's like a mob justice. What happens is that in every country, people tend to forget bloody easily. People tend not to relate the situations in their lives in order to have a good judgment. I'll tell you this: countries across Caribbean countries, South American countries, Asian countries, African countries, in those other islands, in those European countries, you have had leaders actually that became powerful. We're talking about Mussolini. We're talking about, the guys like Hitler, all these guys. They came as good people, all right? And the people got scared in their pants. In Kenya, there have been many leaders for many, many years. There have been like maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 leaders, I think. Each one of them made a mistake, but people forgotten, And when that person promised them he's going to give them something, they came as a humble people, They were chiefs in Kenya many years ago. They were chiefs, very humble people. And they gave away to other foreigners to own the land in that country. And there was a caliber in that country. That caliber has run into the African people in Kenya, that they're afraid of their leaders. They're afraid of their bosses because they're afraid anybody who has money. Because if somebody has money, you can get killed if you say something. So all other YouTubers and many other people, they're hiding behind God to say, they're hiding behind equality. They're hiding behind fairness. They're hiding behind, you're victimizing some YouTubers. But remember this: if you are a YouTuber and you're from Africa, you're from any other country, or you're not a YouTuber, that you understand, if you want to grow your channel, you should understand we are almost, there are many YouTubers, I think more than 100 million YouTubers right now as I speak. And there are only 100 and something thousand YouTubers that actually have 100,000 subscribers, and there are only six, 5 to 6 subscribe, YouTubers that are billionaires, and they have got millions and millions, more than millions and millions of subscribers. So if you are going to be praising somebody, when you need to be fixing yourself, and this is what has been happening to your country. You find people in the buses, those buses are full of goods in the bus. You have to put your food, you don't know where to put your food. That goods in the bus are people selling things that you don't even know. Do you know that can be fixed? Do you know in your country you need people that can bring speed train, bullet train, can bring development in your country? But because you're scared of your presidents over the years, for many, many years, black presidents that are in your country,
Mhm.
you're afraid of them. That's why you don't have bullet train. That's why, it's possible. Do you know it's possible to have a speed train? But now you're afraid of this YouTuber, and what happens? Your house is going to go down because fear, timid,
So
afraid.
my question, why you think they're so scared of Marwa? Like, what's their problem? Why they feel that?
So if you're gonna bring in a YouTuber in your channel, that is a small YouTuber, and that YouTuber tells his or her own story, the other small YouTubers are attacking that person. They don't want to do collabos with that person. Nobody wants to associate themselves because they're afraid of this one powerful man that has now has money and claims to be humble. The thing is, the problem is not with this gentleman you are talking about. The problem is the people themselves, their hearts. Some YouTubers, some reactors, and some other people, and some small YouTubers, they made Ayamara. They advertised Ayamara. They marketed Ayamara. They did not market it themselves. That's what has happened. So there's no uniqueness. So the problem is these are the people that cannot collaborate with the people who speaks the truth, people that follow their footsteps, their own footsteps. Now they want to attack other YouTubers that wants to express of the grievances that they went through. Like for example, Fellow the Boy is just an orphan, just an orphan. You know, Gracie Carey Mission is just an orphan. It's just somebody who's trying to push, her channel. Then there are
That's it.
people that no
That's it.
longer want no longer want to collaborate with these people. Now the question here is, this is not the first time it has happened. This is not the first time it has happened. There were chiefs many centuries ago. There were chiefs that were powerful in Kenya, and they gave the land to strangers, to foreigners, because why? Because there were people in Kenya, the masses, the mob, that actually supported these chiefs. As a result, these chiefs sought the land, and later on, they could not own the land, and the land belonged to the same people as we speak right now. It happens in South Africa. It happened in South Africa. It happened in many other countries across Caribbean countries. It happened in many other countries in Africa, in many other countries in Asia. And it's going to continue that people will always be afraid. The mob, the masses, the masses will just follow. So all these leaders, when there's Idi Amin in Uganda, when he became the president, everybody was on the street supporting him, and he was like a person wanted to fix Uganda. What happened later on? Now you got lots of gossip going on. You got the people who wants to kill each other. You got the people that are actually they're corny artists.
You know what?
And
Let me say this flag on the play, and I appreciate you said that, because that reminds me of what Marwa doing in his village when all these people coming there. I feel like he's a politician putting the front on to the people. You know what I'm saying? Like he's this political leader, just like we face it in America all the time. They come and they say this and they put on this good image. And later on, ain't nothing happened the way they said it was going to happen. Bunch of games, bunch of pretending, bunch of mind manipulation. And you know what them political leaders do at the end? The same thing Marwa did. Came up with an excuse. Nobody coming to my village no more. Somebody said, had some little boys came in here and steal some flowers. And my dad got locked up in jail and David Jr. Bro, you ain't want nobody to the village anyway. Keep it real what time it is. Keep it real. You one of the political leaders that was putting up a front for the community. Now the real deal coming out now. Because now all of a sudden, oh, you don't want nobody to your village like that, 1,000 for collaborations. That's your real energy anyway. Guess what? You like a political leader that ran for the election and said everything the people wanted to have. You hyped the people. You got the people in your village and say, I'm helping this person, helping that person, helping that person. Now the true colors coming out. The $1 million question is, did you really want to help that person? Let's look at the timeline. You was never doing none of this before until you got called out. Everything started after charity begins at home. That's when everything got started.
You've been saying
Before
this,
that, none of this was taking place.
you see, that's you're saying charity begins at home. You're not saying you hate Marwa. The thing is, when you abandon yourself, when you abandon poor people, when you abandon people who look up to you, who come to you, when you abandon all these people, and that's what is going to happen. Black Africans and the people with dark skin abandoned their own religion, praising their own ancestors. Constantinople created this image of Jesus Christ and God and whatever, the Bible, whatever. And while these people abandon themselves, and they continue even with YouTube, it's the same thing. They abandon themselves, they abandon their potential. I want to tell them something, man. Every YouTuber out there who's going to watch this video, find it in your heart. Just find it in your heart. The best love you can give is to give love to yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself. So all you need in the world, you need to love yourself. There's nobody that's going to love you. Instead of you loving somebody, we always have these things of, big YouTuber should be praised, to try to protect him. Recently we had the issue for, I don't know if you are willing us to talk about this. I can just talk a little bit of what Maya, in the same vein, when what Maya was like, he lost his channel and everybody else was like crying and crying and crying. Even the small YouTubers, they've forgotten to make their own content. And they were making the content because they thought like, oh, if I talk about, Watermeyer, then things will become. The gentleman who talks about narrative, African narrative, what happened? He went to interview Wolfgang Schmidt, one of the people who worked for intelligence in his country, in Germany, federal intelligence in Germany. After that, we saw his channel appearing on the MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy is owned by Michael Sayer. Michael Sayer has got people that he employed, Karen Schaefer. Karen Schaefer was working for intelligence of FBI, CIA, and plus National Security Council. And you got another guy there also, Tom Ackerton, who works for the same MicroStrategy, also from Defense Force, Coast Guard, when he was not answering his call from his girlfriend from Kenya, from Miss Trudy, he didn't answer the call for close to 3 days when his channel was handed over to, was rented out to Microsoft. What happened? Everybody else was attacking the guy, Rando. Rando, a small YouTuber, was being attacked by big YouTubers, I saw his eyes crying, man. This guy is trying to tell this guy something. But this is what happens. People like a Watermai who have sold himself, well, he has sold his soul. He earns money by advertising these people on YouTube in a form of interviewing them. And now he goes to interview the guy who used to work for Federal Intelligence of Germany, the guy Wolfgang Schmidt. And then his channel appears in a MicroStrategy, which is a company that handles all the business intelligence for the local government, for the state government, for the federal government of the United States. What does that tell you? Doesn't that send chills in your body?
That's true.
How is that possible? So
clear. I want to say this and I want to go in because the time is kind of thing. I got to get to this meeting. But I definitely appreciate you joining me on this interview.
Yeah, who gets to be attacked? Grace is just a small person. It gets attacked, but tell us our own story.
Yeah, and the thing is, and I definitely appreciate you bringing that up too. It just goes to show you, like, even like you say about Gracie. Gracie's a humble woman that y'all see her working hard, and she gets attacked because she came on my channel and speak her truth. But I promise you one thing, that if somebody did you wrong, you would want them to speak up for you too. An advocate is someone who speaks up for the people. It is what it is. Y'all YouTubers and y'all fans, start seeing the bigger picture. Stop being the type of person that just because y'all love this person so much, there's nothing wrong with loving y'all star, y'all celebrity.
Imagine,
but when
bro.
anybody address their wrongdoing, don't turn your back on them just because they address somebody for doing wrong. At the end of the day, just because they're your favorite celebrity, that don't mean everything they're doing is right.
Imagine,
Start
bro.
seeing the bigger picture and see what time it really is, and then y'all get full understanding. But I had to address Marwa fans because it's a lot of disrespectful comments that they put on my feed, and it's fine. But I have to let y'all know, we don't got to put this on the news feed. I'm coming to you live and direct. Look
Guys,
at the bigger picture.
Subscribe to Grace, Grace Carey Mission. Subscribe to fellow what?
Fellow the Boy. Subscribe to Grace Carey Mission. Subscribe to Fellow the Boy. Hard-working YouTubers just trying to do their thing. That's all they are. Very humble people. Somebody on this channel right here, we just address issues. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we want to see somebody doing right. And if they're not doing right, or we feel they're not doing right, we're going to call them out to prove that they're doing the right thing. It's a reason why we feel the way we feel. We don't do this just because. It's a reason why we feel the way we feel. So if anybody even go to a Marwa village and want to interview him again, once you ask him some of the questions we asking him. Matter of fact, man, you know what? Ask him what really happened between him and the Jamaican. I bet you're going to be like, I don't want to talk about it. Ask him about the Indians. Why ain't here on none of his channel he spoke about the money for the Indians yet? Be ready to hear. Don't talk about after you don't build your villa. No. Why you got to wait till after you don't build your villa? We don't want to hear that. You asked the people for the money you was going to bring the Indians down? Now it would sound kind of shady. What's the real deal behind the money? Is it to really build your villa, or you really want to bring them Indians down? But I'm checking out. Cleo, I'm going to catch you later.
Peace.
Welcome to Africa, man. You know what I'm saying? Over here in the village with the kids. You know how we do it, man. Africa, you know, so this the real deal. Welcome to Africa. You know what I'm saying? Just doing a little tour with the king of travel, man. We just making it do what it do. You know what I mean? That's word.